So after looking at my last set of phone covers, my daughter wanted me to paint her phone cover. So this is an old phone cover that she had, and I'm going to do a little bit of funky design on this. I'm going to use some of the old templates I had made for speaker cutouts, you know, to get some kind of a design outline out of it. But before that, I first want to prep the surface of this phone case. I'm going to do that using Miracle Spray Matte Black. So this will be the base color that I'll use, and then from this base color I'll build on the other colors and designs on it. So let me start by first spraying the base color. I'm going to let this dry for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back with other layers of colors. So to get the texture on the phone cover, I'm going to use a couple of props. I've already shown you these. These are old speaker cutouts that I did. I'm going to use the inner circle to spray the paint in it so that the outline is curved. I'm also going to use an old lampshade cover, a ceiling lamp cover that I bought from IKEA. I used the light and this is still left over as a prop. The colors I'm going to use is a spray paint, a red color spray paint on certain part of the case. I'm also going to use orange to contrast on the other corner. And then I'm going to fill in the remaining part with Honda blue paint. You've seen my other video on this. And of course, coat the whole product with this hologram paint, which will give it a nice metallic sheen and sparkly element. So let's see if the paint is dry on the base paint that I had done, and go to the next step. Test the base paint to see if the paint is sticking to your fingers. Make sure you're wearing a nice glove. It protects your fingers, it's easier to get the paint off. It's also, if you paint often, it's good to not expose your skin to the corrosive elements of the paint. Now this is well and dry. One of the tricks I use is make sure I have a baseboard on which I'm painting. So to avoid getting my fingerprints on the product, I touch the baseboard wherever the spray paint has overlapped to see if the paint is dry. Right now this is ready for the next layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a curve element on this. I'm going to use this light cover to cover a part of the case so that the spray doesn't hit everything else. Let's do this with red. As I wait for that to dry, I want to cover another portion with this prop that I have, and I'm going to spray paint it in orange. I'm going to lift the template straight up without smudging the paint so that it dries on the spot. Now we wait for these two coats to dry. Remember the trick I told you about? I'm going to touch this to see. As you see, my fingerprints are being left behind there. That means that paint is still wet. So I avoid touching this part of the product. Same here. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes till that dries before I apply the next coat.
If you want to accelerate the drying, sometimes I use a heat gun, or you can also use a hair dryer. Make sure you set it at the minimum heat setting so that you don't burn the paint. Run it gently across the product evenly. Do not focus in one spot for too long. This is especially useful if, like me, you're doing this on a Sunday night and you've got to get to work the next day. It just helps get everything done very quickly. As you can see, it's still wet. It's still leaving a fingerprint there. So I'm gonna run it a few more times and get it nice and dry. So now it's dry to the touch, reasonably dry to the touch. I can now start applying the next layer. I'm going to use the magic blue. I'm going to set up the template again. I'm going to offset it on two sides to get a very different design out of this wave. I've got two exposed parts, and I'm going to leave the template on the case in order to first lay down the Honda blue and then use the outline of the template to give it a kind of a black depth, so kind of a shading between black to blue. After applying the touch-up on black, I wait for the paint to dry. Now both the magic blue surface and the matte black on top has to dry. You can again help accelerate the drying by using the heat gun. Again, remember it's set at minimum heat setting. Make sure you evenly move the heat gun over the product and don't stay on one spot. Now it's reasonably dry, and it's time to apply the hologram effect paint on the whole product. I'm going to apply across two coats, so let's start with the first coat. Ensure you cover all sides, even lower down where the product is curving towards the surface. Accelerate the drying with the heat gun so that we can give it a second coat, this time ensuring that it evenly covers every aspect of the previous paint finish. As we wait for the paint to dry, let's see how the texture looks. As you can see, the shine is coming through, that nice glossy surface with the crystal particles are shining through. And there you have it, that's the finished product. While we wait for the paint to dry, keep in mind that you have to leave it to dry overnight or at least for 24 hours. Because the paint does take time to cure. If you use it before that, chances are you will scuff the paint or scar the surface. And here's the product in the morning in the sun. Doesn't it look beautiful?